Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the world's greatest film podcast. We know it's been a while. Life's been busy. Evan's been working a butt ton. He did get sick, and I was sick too at one point. We were both sick.
I went to try and get sick on the plane.
Yeah. Booty cheeks, man. But we're back today. We got a good episode for y'all. It's going to be great. If you have not already, like, subscribe, follow, whatever, you know. It's officially spooky season, people. If you haven't yet picked up your Halloween Hooptober merch from the Average Film Enjoyer store, go do that now. afepod.com. Very exciting stuff. But yeah, today we are we got two Carpenter movies. We're talking about Starman, or more what I'd like to say, Star Peak.
Yeah.
And Christine. Not as peak, but still pretty good. And for our IMDb movies, we're talking about Mid Python and the Holy Grail. And No Country for Old Peak. I tried to fit in as many in there as I could. But yeah, you guys probably know what you guys probably want to know, I guess I should say, what we got coming up. We got some good stuff coming up next week. Or I guess it'll be... Oh yeah, it is still next week. We're not on Sunday yet. Next week will be Yojimbo, the Akira Kurosawa movie, and The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, which I've never seen. And then our John Carpenter movies that week, if I am correct, which I usually am, are Big Trouble in Little China, a little bit of Peak, and Prince of Darkness, I believe. Which, Evan, have you... I feel like you have seen that, have you?
I haven't seen it, nope. I'm very excited to watch it, though.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the poster looks sick as hell, and Donald Pleasance is the lead, so...
That's crazy. Wait, the one after that sounds insane. Memoirs of an Invisible Man, starring Chevy Chase. Yeah,
so the week after that, our IMDb movies go crazy. We will be watching A Beautiful Mind, which is an incredible film. Evan, have you seen A Beautiful Mind?
Watch that bad boy in school.
Hell yeah. It's perfect. It's so damn good. And Steven Spielberg's best movie, Jurassic Park. God, we really got some peak coming up, dude. Holy cow. We'll probably skip The Sixth Sense since we've already done that one. And then our Carpenter movies for that week are Memoirs of an Invisible Man, like Evan said, with Chevy Chase and Daryl Hannah. Oh shit, Sam Neill's in it?
Love Sam Neill.
Oh man. Dude, he's in a few Carpenters. Isn't he in The Mouth of Madness?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And Body Bags, which I've never heard of, but John Carpenter is the lead, and he directed it with Tobe Hooper.
Tobe Hooper's in it. Wes Craven's in it. Sam Raimi's in it.
Oh my gosh. This shit sounds fire. And it's directed by John Carpenter and Tobe Hooper.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's going to be peak. I've never even heard of it. Very excited.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what we got coming up. Please, join us for those. They're going to be great. Jagger will be back. He's had a lot going on this week, so he will not be here with us today, but he will be next week.
He didn't want to hear about how peak Megalopolis is.
Shut up. But, Evan, before we get into talking about films, how are you doing? How has your week been?
I'm good.
What you been up to?
Tired. Thanksgiving season at work, and I work in a bakery, so I'm very busy. I have the next 2 days off, and then I work 7 days in a row. Sunday, Monday next week, starting at 4 a.m. Be very sleepy, but that's okay. I've been playing the absolute fuck out of Hollow Knight. Play this game, people. It's on PlayStation Plus, I think. It's so good. I cannot get enough of it. So yeah,
that's sick. We love finding a new good video game that you just get addicted to.
Except I'm at the end of it, so now I need to find a new one. But I have to
Forza,
get my
dude.
Yeah, my feet in Forza.
Yeah.
Trey is not doing it, but I'm doing Hope Hooper. Nope.
Hooptober.
Hooptober.
You really are tired.
I just got off work, people. And it's off to a rough start. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah, because you didn't listen to your wise best friend Trey.
A lot of people were doubting me that I could even do it, and I did it in 2 days. So a lot of people doubted me, and and I just had to show the
you
haters.
Shouldn't have done it. There's so many better horror franchises, and when we go through, you should have done VHS, dude. Yeah, everybody should have done VHS.
I've seen a couple of them though, and I wanted to do movies that I hadn't seen at all. The only repeats that I've already seen on my Hooptober movie, Jesus Christ, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is Hellraiser and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's because I adore them and I wanted to watch them again.
Yeah. Funny thing, though, I was talking to Evan before we started recording today, and he's like, yeah, man, Thanksgiving time, it's busy. And me being a normal American is like, yo, bro, Thanksgiving ain't for 2 months, you dummy. And then he was like, no, Thanksgiving's next week. So, new thing that I learned today, Canadians, again, being weird, having Thanksgiving in October.
Dude, wait till you hear about Boxing Day in December.
Isn't that basically your guys' version of Christmas?
What? No, it's after Christmas.
Oh, shit. What is it?
It's our Black Friday. We have Black Friday here, but Boxing Day is December 26th, and everything's really cheap and on sale. It's a thing here and in the UK.
Do you guys have Cyber Monday? We have That's what I'm all about, dude.
Yeah.
From the comfort of my own home, ordering steelbooks on Barnes & Noble's website.
Hell yeah. I asked Beth for the Tree of Life criterion for my birthday, because my birthday's in November, and she was like,
oh shit, yeah, I need to figure out what to get you.
She was like, why is this movie so expensive? Why is this Blu-ray so expensive? I'm like, babe, it's a criterion. That's how it is. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I'm doing good. I just finished my first week of school, which is exciting. Watched some good films already that I will be talking about once we get into watch list. So yeah, trying to stay on top of homework, which historically I've never been great at, but so far I'm doing a good job. Classes are interesting. There will possibly be some listeners on this episode from my film analysis class, so shout out to you guys. Thanks for listening. I got to plug the pod, Evan, in class, because I was talking about it was like film analysis. She asked, like, what's the last movie you watched? And I was like, well, I had to watch these movies for the podcast, and I had to watch Christine, which was mid, but she was like, it's not mid, it's a 3.5. It's good. Nothing mind-blowing, except for the car, like, self-healing itself. That shit goes hard. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I plugged our podcast. Few people said they would listen, so that is exciting. Yeah, I don't really got too much else going on. Playing a lot of Forza. I know I'm late to the party, but I'm having a blast with it. I like racing games, and I like the mechanics of this one. I turned it down to an easier difficulty because I suck. So but now it's at a difficulty where it's still like a little bit difficult, but I'm like having a good time, you know. Don't want it to be too hard. Unless you're Evan, you're like, oh, max difficulty. But I'm not that great at video games. So, except Fortnite, which isn't really a flex anymore, but it used to be. That used to be some cool shit. Like, yeah, I'm crazy at Fortnite, but now you're like,
Dude,
yeah, you fucking dweeb.
I won my first ever game of Fortnite, but it was the day the game came out, like the Battle Royale, and everyone's
oh shit. And you did?
No, there's nobody. Third-person shooter.
Dude, I know. That's why I play zero build, dude. Because everybody, if you play builds now, like, because I like playing ranked, and if you play builds now, everybody's like, hold on, let me build this skyscraper in 3 seconds. And I'm just like, what? Okay, I'm going to shoot a grenade at the bottom. But yeah, I'm doing good. Chilling. Watching some good films, watching some bad films. You know how it be.
I've watched a lot of Peak in the last, like, 2.5 weeks, and then one particular series that was horrific.
If only somebody would have warned you, you know?
Oh, and then 2 other movies that I really hated that I'll talk about.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm doing good. Movie news. Not too much this week. I haven't been really, the past month or so, I haven't been keeping up, man. I've been bad about it.
We got a bunch of posters for Venom: The Last Dance, and they might be the best movie ever made.
Didn't we get the trailer too?
Yeah, it looks peak. It's gonna be
horrible. Okay, I wasn't duped on that one.
No, I have a soft spot for Venom, so I will.
Yeah, me too.
I like
Tom Hardy carries.
If I just pretend that like Carnage is a different Carnage, then the second one's pretty fun.
Well, they needed to make it rated R.
Yeah.
Carnage is such a good villain, and honestly, Woody Harrelson is such a banging casting, but they just like they tried to make it too teenage friendly.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard all this news about, because we got Terrifier 3 coming out next week. Do you have your tickets yet?
No, I gotta see what day to go because I'm working all those times, so I gotta pick a day.
I just bought my tickets. Jagger's going next Friday. I'm going next Sunday.
It's hard. I'm gonna try and go Thursday, I think.
I'm gonna say all this, and all this Jagger told me, and it made me extremely hyped. And it will probably be some of you will be like, "What is wrong with you?" Also, have you seen that comedian who's getting destroyed on TikTok because she was like, "There's fundamentally something wrong with you if you like horror movies," and all these movie talkers are like stitching with her, like, "You are dumb as fuck." I love it.
Honestly,
just dude, for real. This is why we're best friends. So here's some facts about Terrifier 1 and Terrifier 2, directed by Damien Leone. These are known as some of the goriest movies of all time. Not off, because some of the gore is really over the top and goofy, and it's not at all realistic. But these are it's just bloody. These movies are bloody. For example, I hope we don't get demonetized.
Like,
go ahead.
Every scene, there's a scene in Terrifier 1 and a scene in Terrifier 2, and these two scenes go on for way longer than they should, and it's glorious, but it's like, are you fucking serious? The hacksaw scene in Terrifier 1, insane. The bedroom scene in Terrifier 2, it just gets worse and worse the more, like, the longer you watch that scene, it's just like, oh, he's cutting her head off, it's like, oh, he's scalping her, and then he's, cutting her arms off, and now he doesn't cut her arms off, he bends them back and forth until they break off, and then he gets the bleach, and then he gets the salt, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, like, it's just crazy.
Yeah. I was
That's
going to bring
not-
up the scene where he's hanging the girl from her legs in the first one, and he cuts her from... Oh,
Yeah.
that's the scene you're talking... Yeah,
Yeah.
that shit is crazy.
Yeah,
So first of all, original cut of this movie that Damien Leone showed the people who do the ratings, they decided on an NC-17. I've personally only ever seen one NC-17 movie, and that's Evil Dead. Like the Evil Dead, the original. I don't know if there's too many out there. You have to be pretty fucked to be NC-17. Now, after that, Damien Leone started adding more. And he brought it back to them, and it was so bad, they decided not to rate it. It preceded NC-17. That's how fucked this is. And Jagger told me, he's like, so that's really the only reason I'm able to go see it, is because it's not rated. Now, AMC theaters and some theaters across the country, at least in the U.S., will be all medical, staff have been trained in first aid in case anybody faints. They will have barf bags on the ready. In France, you have to be 18 or older and have to present a valid form of ID, or else you're kicked out of the theater for good. Not 11 people walked out of the premiere. 9 of those people was in the first 15 minutes. Damien Leone himself said there were some parts of this directing where he thought to himself, am I going too far?
So I did read something about that screening where all the people walked out, and it was because they got a focus group of people that were not the target audience for this movie. So
that makes sense.
It does make sense, because it's like, oh yeah, you want to blow your movie up, you want to get the headlines. All these people fucking walked out, and I'm sure the movie is insane. I've heard the first scene is nuts.
Yeah.
I went to go see The Substance yesterday, and they played the trailer before it for Terrifier 3, because The Substance is 18A here. And
oh shit, they're not playing the trailer anywhere in America.
Yeah, so they played the trailer before The Substance, and it seems like Art's gonna kill some children. It seems like he's gonna kill some.
Yeah,
I hadn't
that's
seen
what
the
I've
trailer
heard.
yet.
How amped are you, though?
I'm very excited, especially because I wanted to go see Terrifier 2 in theaters last year, or in 2022, whenever it came out, and all the showings were middle of the night, 11 p.m., and the movie's 2.5 hours long. I was like, fuck that, I'm not staying up that late, sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see a Terrifier movie in theaters, at an actual theater, recliner seat.
Yeah. Will Beth go with you, or is that not her thing?
She loves the Terrifier movies.
Okay, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm quite excited. I hope there's other people at my showing. Besides just me. I bought tickets, and there was no other tickets bought at my showing. So, for this kind of movie, I want other people in the crowd.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of desensitized at this point, so I like hearing other people's reactions. I think it's funny. But yeah, I'm freaking amped. It's gonna be sick. Go gaze Terrifier 3 while it's in the theater. Yeah. Last piece of movie news that I would like to go over before Evan dives into his 2 2023 watches, or 2024. What are you looking at right now?
I'm looking at my local theater that always plays the hits. They're playing Event Horizon, which is on my Hooptober list.
Go see it in the theater, dude.
They're playing Pulse, which I like. I don't love Pulse, but I like it. They're playing Candyman, which is fucking cinema. I love Candyman.
Which one?
The original.
Okay. I've never seen the original.
It's fucking peak. And they're playing Thirst, the vampire movie made by Park Chan-wook.
Okay. Have you seen the remake of Candyman?
Yeah, I like it. I don't like it as much though. I think it have like a 3.
Okay. I just like that. Is it his name's Yahya Abdul
Yeah,
Mateen, I think?
yeah,
Yeah, I like him a lot. He's a fucking badass.
yeah.
Um,
It's cool.
but yeah, movie news. So unfortunately, this last week, we lost one of the greatest actors of all time, Dame Maggie Smith. If you don't know that name, Professor McGonagall. She portrayed Professor McGonagall throughout all the Harry Potter movies. It's a really unfortunate loss. I know a lot of people know her for just Professor McGonagall, but I think she won an Oscar. I know she's been nominated for a few. She was a truly stupendous actress.
Really big on Downton Abbey too.
Yeah, oh my god. If you haven't watched it, if you're a dude, let me get this straight. If you're a dude and you haven't watched Downton Abbey because you think it's for girls, and it's a girl show, go fuck yourself. It is incredible. It's a British soap opera, but it's so good. Oh my gosh. It's so bingeable. It's unbelievable. And our boy, Dan Stevens, is in it. So, go check it out. Dude, he's like the lead.
That's crazy.
I've told you this.
Yeah.
But yeah, Maggie Smith, our thoughts and prayers go out to her family. That really sucks, but she lived a very full life. She like made a lot of people's childhoods because of her role in Harry Potter, which is so cool.
Dude, the scene in Deathly Hallows Part 2, I think, when she does the spell to lock down Hogwarts, and she's like, I've always wanted to use that spell. Maybe the biggest grin I've ever had in my entire life. Like,
dude, she's way, and if you read the books, she's like a strict disciplinarian, and she knows that she has to be that way. But there are so many times where you can tell she wants so badly just to be there for Harry as like a mother figure. And you know what gets me so, it's really random, and I don't know why it gets me so amped during part 2, but when they're like leaving the Great Hall after she beats Snape, and she's like, and Potter, it's good to see you. And he's like, it's good to see you too, Professor. I'm like, fuck, yes, fuck, yes. Yeah. So, Evan, tell us. Let's start with our spoiler-free Megalopolis review.
They'll both be spoiler-free. I'll keep them both quick, because I think we'll have a more in-depth conversation soon. I don't think that Joker's going to be in theaters very long. Megalopolis. It's hard to talk about this movie, not because of spoilers, just because it makes no sense. All the plot lines don't matter. It throws so much random shit at you, and just introduces new shit. None of it matters. It doesn't like drag, but like it's not a good movie, but I had so much fun watching it. It is so ridiculous and over the top and stupid and fucking dumb, and the visuals are out over the top, batshit crazy. That I just can't help kind of love it. Like I have it at a 3.5. I want to see it again. I told Beth that I want to watch it with her. She was like, "We'll watch it at home." She was like, "I want to see it." But yeah, it's really cool. I would recommend watching it. Love it or hate it, I think it's worth watching. Jagger despises this movie with a hate I've never seen before. Yeah. Just watch it.
Yeah. What about Joker?
Also, performances Megalopolis. Yeah, they're not great. They're not great. Giancarlo kind of missed here.
That's a first.
Yeah, and then like just to start, I love Joker, the first one. It's so much. I would have a 5-star. I know Trey doesn't like it. I think it's amazing. I've rewatched it recently too, and it still stayed at a 5. And yeah, this new one's interesting. It's really interesting because there's a lot of parts that don't work, but I think there's a lot of parts that do work. And the musical aspect just is really half baked, but I think that what Todd Phillips did with the ending is really interesting. And I think it works in the context of what the first movie reception was, because okay, we'll do some spoilers for a little bit because Trey has heard about this. So skip forward 5 minutes. We'll chit chat about it. So at the end of Joker Folie à Deux, banging name, Arthur Fleck is killed by a random inmate who carves a smile in his own face as he walks away, implying that he is the real Joker. Because Arthur gives this huge speech that he's not the Joker. Like, he doesn't want to be that person. And all these people storm out of the courthouse. He's got all these fans there, and Harley Quinn loves him. There's this whole thing where it turns out that Harley isn't a prisoner at this insane asylum. She put herself in there so that she could go hang out with Arthur to just vibe because she was in love with him. And then when she finds out, he's like, I don't want to be the Joker anymore. Just like, fuck this shit. And bails. So, again, I think the ending works because Todd saw the response to the first movie in the "I'm literally him" type posts, and it was like, oh yeah, I love this bloodthirsty guy just fucking murdering fools on the subway, and shooting Murray on live TV, and he was like, well, you're kind of missing the point of the movie. And it's always been clear that Arthur Fleck isn't the Joker, because the Joker is this mysterious man who just wants to cause chaos for fun because he likes anarchy. That's true with every iteration. There's no rhyme or reason. He doesn't have a backstory for a reason. That's what makes him so scary, is that it's this randomness to him. And with Arthur Fleck, it's yeah, he's a mentally ill man who's been beaten down by bullies, and he's like, fuck this shit, let me fight back. And that's not what the character is. So the idea that he is killing the Joker in killing the idea of it, he's like, that's not me, and then dying out to a person who is that is me, and it's this big tragic ending. No, maybe, I don't know if tragic's the right word, but I like that idea that Todd Phillips saw the response to the first movie and was like, I am ready for Harley and Joker to fuck shit up, and just flipped it on its head. I think that's really interesting because it's never been this stereotypical Joker Batman. Bruce Wayne is 8 years old in the first movie, so I think it works. I think the issues are coming down to a half-baked musical that is kind of boring at times. So that's my piece about the ending, and I would like to hear your rebuttal and if you agree with any of my points, because it's
Okay, look, obviously I haven't seen the movie. So what I know I am taking out of, and it probably makes more sense in the context of the movie, you know? Mm-hmm. But let me tell you what I think Todd Phillips wants to do, just based off this decision and the decision he made with this ending. I think he wants to clone himself and he wants to suck his own dick. I think he needs to get his head out of his ass. You know, I feel like he's trying so hard to make this a social commentary on how America is today and our disregard for others around us. And I think he's trying so hard, and he's trying too hard. You don't need to try that hard to make the Joker like this symbol of us not focusing on anybody but ourselves. It's just like, it's fucking dumb. It's fucking dumb to do a cliffhanger ending like that when you're not planning on doing any sequels. That's fucking dumb. The story feels unfinished. That's fucking stupid. That's just... You don't do that. You don't do that. Like, sure, you can talk about how, like, Zack Snyder's Justice League and all this shit, they left on cliffhangers and they never did anything with that. But that's because Zack Snyder was gonna continue to make movies, but nobody would give him any money. You know? Todd Phillips was always like, yeah, this feels like the end. I mean, fuck you, man.
He did
get out of your own head.
He would never make a sequel.
Yeah. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. That you think we're that, like, oh, this is so interesting. The Joker, he's not the real Joker. Fuck you, man. You go and ruin a perfectly great character. It's just, it's infuriating. And honestly, I think ever since Heath Ledger, we should have just scrapped the Joker as a villain. Nobody, that is the best rendition we will ever get of the Joker. No, of all time. I think he's better than Mark Hamill's Joker.
I don't think that's ridiculous to say, but I do think there is something to say for Mark Hamill's version, because it's a little more clown prince of crime kind of thing versus this terrifying, like, presence. But that doesn't, like, there's a scene in The Dark Knight that is one of the hardest I've ever laughed in my entire life, where Harvey Dent's fucking hospital.
Yes, we talk about this.
It is so funny. So you're spitting. Yeah, you're
Hi. That's my Joker. Hi. This city needs a new class of criminal.
I'm gonna give it to him. He's licking the lips. Oh yeah. Dude, I fucking love The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I do think there's, like, an interesting conversation to be had. Dude, I think Jagger's gonna love this movie. I think
he probably will.
I think there's...
But I'm just saying, coming from an avid comic book fan, this ending is fucking bullshit.
I think there's something to be said about, like, Arthur Fleck as a character being the center of this story and not the idea of the Joker. I don't know. It's a deeper I really want to talk to Jagger about it, because I like the ending and you hate it, and I'm curious to see where he'll land on it, because
yeah, and there's like
he has the first movie half, I think, right?
Yeah, there's this idea that, like, has been circulating since The Dark Knight of, like, the Joker isn't a person, it's an idea, and they kind of, like, go into it in Gotham, where, like, Jerome Valeska is the Joker, but then he dies, but his twin brother, Jeremiah, becomes the Joker. And it's like, it's fucking dumb. That's not how shit works. You know? And it's not that we need this super deep commentary from comic book movies. That's not why we watch comic book movies. We watch comic book movies because they're fucking dope. And they give us hard-ons. And make us... And we get to see ladies in skin-tight latex. And it's fucking sexist. And most of the time, kind of racist. But it's like the purest form of escapism. And it's dumb and it's fun. You know? And as soon as you try too hard to put this deeper commentary into these superhero movies, it's fucking dumb. Like, look at Watchmen. Zack Snyder obviously didn't try that hard to put commentary in that movie. He just made a dope superhero movie, but the story already had the commentary. You know? It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Go, Todd Phillips, go fucking see a therapist and analyze some dramas or something. Stop ruining characters.
Make The Hangover 4.
Yeah. Dude, get your head out of your own ass. And I want to apologize for my skin-tight latex suits on ladies comment. That was a bit out of pocket, but I was just... Oh, because that was fucking hilarious. But that was a fucking joke, obviously. Yeah. But like, it's like people trying to change what a superhero movie is, and it's not good. It's not good, you know. People have changed it. People have changed it tonally.
Dude,
Chris Nolan did that.
You just brought up Watchmen. Watchmen is not your stereotypical comic book movie, though.
No, I know.
It's the source material. But like,
it's all about the tone. They're not changing what makes a character a character. You know? Sure. It's much darker, and it's much more gritty, and politically driven, but you still got the hot ladies in latex suits, and boobs and big biceps and odd bulges in pants.
Yeah, a lot of bulges.
Dude, you still got what makes a superhero movie a superhero movie. You know? It's just that's my big thing of why I hate that ending. Is because it's Todd Phillips trying to make and you may not say it's a comic book movie. Joker is a comic book character, okay? He's a kid's character. So, if you try to argue that with me, you can fuck off.
I'm sure
but it's Todd Phillips trying to make the Joker into something he isn't. It's just dumb. Sorry, I got real passionate there.
We'll probably talk about it again. You want to get the watch list?
Before I do, I just saw a news headline. Did you know Daniel Day-Lewis is making his return to acting?
Yes, I did see this. This is very cool. He's starring in his son's movie. We love nepotism.
Yeah, that's true.
That's cool. Yeah, 7 years. I think.
Yeah. Dude, imagine Daniel Day-Lewis being your dad, too.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Call PTA. Make another movie, dude. Honestly.
Yeah. Dude, how often do you think his son, decided to hide for a while when he was a kid until Daniel Day-Lewis went, "Where's my boy?"
That's really funny. Dude,
I've lost my boy!
I've abandoned my boy! I've abandoned my child!
Alright, now we're getting into watch list. So, I'm going to kick it off. Rewatched Insidious The Red Door because I was rewatching all of them. It's not that bad, dude. It's not that bad. But also, I just love the characters of the movies, and I love Patrick Wilson. I'm a Patrick Wilson stan.
There's no antagonist in that movie. They market it as Darth Maul coming back, and he's in it for one scene. There's no climax. It's boring as shit. Oh, fucking hate that movie. Maybe the worst.
There is a climax, you... Oh, man. This is turning into how me and Jagger used to be, just screaming at each other.
I hate that movie. So
You're
much.
wrong. And then I rewatch Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire because I finally finished the book. Peak. My boy! That's my boy! He's back!
I think it's... Oh, no, it's the next one. Order of the Phoenix that people dog for being super different from the book. Or is it Goblet of Fire? I can't remember.
It's Goblet of Fire.
Do you care?
Yeah, but, like, it's whatever.
What do you have Goblet of Fire at?
4.5. And then I watched Now You See Me 2 for the first time. Mid. Except it was good because of that one scene where they're throwing the card to each other. That shit goes crazy.
Watch that scene on TikTok and then just don't watch the movie.
Exactly.
I don't really like
the first one's not even that good.
No, it's not. Those movies are so overrated.
Yeah. And then me and Evan did some man shit.
Yeah.
We watched Triple Frontier. Holy fuck, dude. That movie goes so hard.
we started this movie. Trey calls me. He's like, you want to watch something? It's like, fuck yeah, I want to watch something. We had to split this into 2 sessions, unfortunately. But
yeah.
This movie opens to a... Is it Iron Maiden?
No, that's Rebel Ridge.
Right.
It's For Whom the Bell... It's like Charlie Hunnam giving a speech about what it means to be a Marine. Yeah. And then For Whom the Bell Tolls starts fading in, like the dong, dong, and then it's Oscar Isaac riding in a helicopter.
Yeah. This movie stars Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, Charlie Hunnam, Pedro Pascal, and Garrett Hedlund, and it is a man shit.
Yeah, dude.
I really... Okay, this is light spoilers for Triple Frontier, but I really wanted my Letterboxd review to say, when you accidentally commit a small genocide of a town, but it's okay because you have a lot of money and you're hot. It's like, dude, this is call your dad and be like, dude, come over, like, let's watch this shit together, and then watch that.
This is on the list of movies that make me want to enlist.
Yeah.
And they're not even, like, there's no, like, true...
And they are not soldiers.
Yeah, dude. But yeah. Man shit. Dude, twins. And then I decided to rewatch the Dark Knight movies. Rewatch Batman Begins. 5 stars. Rewatch the Dark Knight. Evan, you'll be surprised to hear this. Came down from a 5-star to a 4.5.
Fuck off.
In comparison to the Dark Knight Rises and Batman Begins, it's just not as good.
Yeah, I get it. It's a remake of Heat, and it's not a very, like...
Yeah, except it's better than Heat.
It is better than Heat. That is true.
Heat is mid.
Heat is not mid, but it's overrated. Not top 3. Michael Mann. The Insider decimates.
I haven't seen The Insider. Have you seen Black Hat?
No, I really want to, though. Dude, you gotta
Black Hat fucks.
You gotta watch it.
And then I decided to rewatch some more Peak. I watched Nonstop. Maybe the best Liam Neeson movie. Oh my god.
Look at the poster.
Does it check?
And you'll want to watch it.
Dude, does it check the Liam Neeson boxes? Retired New York cop that was originally from Ireland. Check.
Yep.
Young daughter that died of a sickness. Check. Alcoholic. Check.
Cool guy.
Divorced. Check.
Does cool shit. Check.
Yeah.
No, Nonstop is a noir film set on a plane, and
it's fucking dope.
He's getting texts from some terrorists. Dude, that movie fucking... it's so good.
That's the movie where Evan introduced me to the wonder of Liam Neeson action flicks.
Dude, that movie rips. It's so much fun.
I still remember one of the first movies we watched together was the one where he's in this... Is it Whiteout?
Cold Pursuit.
Cold
Dude, let me tell
Pursuit.
you, the snow, Trey, it's getting cold here, which means it's gonna snow in like a week. And when it snows, we'll be rewatching Cold Pursuit. On the
Yes,
first snowfall of 2024.
dude, it's our tradition.
Yeah, it's so good.
Cold Pursuit, brother. But yeah, nonstop peak. Starman we'll talk about later. I watched a film for Jagger's dad does a film festival and he couldn't decide between the top two, so he sent them both to me and was like, "You tell me which one." And I was like, "Oh fuck, okay." He called me a film guy, which was a massive compliment. I was like, "Thank you." It's called The Janitor, and it fucking ripped. And then I decided to rewatch Nonstop again. Still peak, dude. And then I decided to. I rewatched maybe the best horror movie from 2023, Thanksgiving. Shit goes crazy.
Good movie.
Some great kills.
Yeah.
Christine will talk about later. I watched a movie for my History Through Film U.S. Women and Gender class called Hester Street with Carol Kane and Stephen Keats. Wasn't totally my thing, but it was definitely interesting. You know. No Country for Old Men we'll talk about later. Monty Python we'll talk about later. I watched this movie called Sun on Shudder. It's like a Shudder original. Kind of a cult type horror with Andy Matichak. Who... Yeah, dude. Check this shit out then. Andy Matichak, who plays Allison in the newer Halloween movies. She's like the main female protagonist.
Nice.
And Emile Hirsch is also in it.
Fuck yeah.
And we love Emile Hirsch, dude. He's the fucking GOAT. Bro has a crazy filmography. Let's see. After Sun, I watched It. I rewatched It Chapter 2. I don't know what you have this at, Evan. You have it at a 3.
I like it, and the ending is fucking stupid.
Yeah, I will agree with that.
Watching them make fun of Pennywise is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I watched this movie with Beth, and we were just like, "Man, it's so crazy." Be like, "Ah, you're fat. You're not a very cool person," and he just dies. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's really dumb. But
it's really,
Bill Hader is fucking hilarious in this movie.
Too long. It's almost 3 hours long. It's way too.
Yeah,
long. But it's so good.
James Ransone. Do you know who I'm talking about? He plays older Eddie.
Oh yes.
He also plays Detective So-and-so in Sinister. Or Deputy So-and-so. Yeah. I love anything with him in it, and he's great. Jessica Chastain, great as always. James McAvoy, good as always. 4 stars. I love that movie. And then I decided to watch Slender Man for the first time. Yeesh.
Except that library scene. The library scene, kind of creepy.
I'm going to be honest with you. I turned it off like a half hour in. I was like, fuck this.
Okay, well, search it on YouTube. Because that scene's kind of cool.
And then I rewatched...
I remember telling you, because you were like, I kind of want to watch Slender Man. And I was like, oh, well, let me send you this scene. And you're like, nah, don't send it to me. I'll watch the movie. Didn't even make it to it. God damn it.
I rewatched the second best Halloween movie, Halloween, Rob Zombie. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the second one is the best Halloween movie.
That's not ridiculous.
I know it's not. The second one goes crazy, dude. And Tyler Mane as Michael Myers might be one of the greatest castings of all time.
Yeah, crazy.
Dude, fucking terrifying. And then I rewatched It because I rewatched the second one, so I was like, well, now I got to rewatch the first one. Still peak, dude.
Amazing.
What do you?
Horror. 4.5.
Yeah, it's the first horror movie I ever watched too.
Fuck, that's crazy. You didn't watch a horror movie until 2017? That's crazy. Yeah, it chapter 1, whatever.
Well, I think it was actually like 2018, 2019.
First horror movie I ever saw was I was 8 years old, I think. My grandma showed me The Sixth Sense.
That's crazy.
My parents wouldn't let me watch it, and she was like, "It won't be that scary. Let's watch it."
Did you
Shout
have
out to my
nightmares?
grandma. No, I didn't, and I had a great time. Shout out to grandma.
Hell yeah, Evan's Chad grandma.
Keep grandma in your thoughts and prayers. She had a carpal tunnel surgery, and
oh shit, are you serious? Is she okay?
Oh yeah, she's fine. But
Okay.
she's sore. But she's okay.
Yeah.
She's okay.
Good. And then I decided to check off the next James Bond movie because I'm trying to slowly work my way through those. From Russia with Love. I think I liked this better than Dr. No.
It is better than Doctor No. Did you watch Goldfinger yet, or is that next? Or not?
Goldfinger. Yeah, that's next. I am quite excited. I've heard great things about Goldfinger.
5-star. It's so fucking good, dude.
I'm starting to figure out that James Bond is a little bit of a man slut.
He is not a little bit, he is a man slut.
Bro definitely has some STDs.
Yeah.
But, I still have a blast. Sean Connery has the Riz,
Yeah.
Just cool guy shit. And then I watched Tusk with Justin Long for the first time. This might be the funniest movie I've watched in a while. Obviously, the body horror is crazy. But it bangs, and it's fucking hilarious. Oh my god, it's so funny. And then I watched this movie called Malum, which actually
yes, I'm dying to see both last shift, and Malum. I'm dying to see both of them.
Okay. Did you know, but they're by the same director?
Yeah, I know.
It's fucking crazy. And it's basically the same movie, but they both rip.
I saw the trailer for Malum, and I was like, dude, this looks sick as hell.
It was. Yeah. Also, I created I'll tell you about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. Nice. Cool cult horror. Both of them are cult horror, Evan. And then I rewatched the first VHS, banging.
Nice.
And then I rewatched the second VHS movie. This is the best one, I think.
It's so good, dude. I haven't seen them in fucking ages. I need to do a binge of them.
Dude, the one where they're in the commune in Indonesia and the demon.
One I remember.
Holy fuck, dude! Oh my god, that chick. I was watching that before you before the number 23. Yeah. And do you remember the one, the alien one in VHS 2?
No, I only remember that one part.
I've seen the
first two once, and it was when they came out. I don't remember.
So it's anything. All the kids in the really big mansion by the lake, and their parents are out, and these aliens invade, and this really loud noise keeps happening where it's like, wah, and it shakes the whole house, and they're taking all the kids. Well, if you don't remember it, you should rewatch it because that's the only alien content that has ever scared me.
Dude, holy spit. Alien movies do not scare me.
No.
Little sidebar.
Except maybe Mars Attacks.
I wanted to keep this episode short because it's late, but I need to sidebar. There was this movie with Mila Jovovich that came out in the 2000s called The Fourth Kind. This was one of those Blair Witch type movies. It's a found footage movie, mockumentary, and it was marketed as true story, not based on a true story. This is real. And there is a scene in this movie that is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life, dude. I don't know what it is with alien horror, but it just doesn't get to me. And
No,
I wish
not
it
me
did.
neither.
I
You
really
know
wish
what?
it did.
You know what movie did kind of creep me out a little bit? No One Will Save You.
Dude, that movie should have been a short film. It should have been 45 minutes long because it is really good until it's the same thing over and over and over again. And then there's like a big lore drop right before the ending. I,
Man,
me and
I
Beth
kind of
tried to
loved
watch
it.
it. Me and Beth tried to watch it, and we got like halfway through, and we were like, "What the fuck is happening? Like, it's just the same scene over and over again." We did laugh at their feet because they had like too many toes. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. Dude,
And then
the
I watched,
alien design in that movie is
dude,
incredible.
it's so good because like you never get that stereotypical alien design anymore, and No One Will Save You was like, that's exactly what we're gonna do, and it was awesome.
Yeah, like little gray men. It's
Yeah, with big
dope.
eyes. Yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
Like
no,
in
it's cool.
Signs, dude.
Yes, yes, cool movie.
And it's the same one in VHS too. They do that design.
I love that. I need to
Yeah.
watch that. I'm gonna binge the VHS movies and then we'll watch Beyond together. Wait for me.
Me, you, and Remy, dude.
Hell yeah. Shut up.
Because me and Remy have been trying to get you to watch them forever.
Yes.
Come on, man. Come on.
I'll watch them. Yeah.
Okay. That's it for me. Go through your watch list.
Right. Rapid fire. I don't think I talked about. I don't even know when we last recorded, but I watched Casino. I love Casino. I realized very early on in Casino that the stereotypical Marty Scorsese gangster montage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the entirety of Casino. The entire movie is those montages. I watched it on a plane. I thought it was a pretty good plane watch. I wanted something long to fill the flight, and my flight, we were in the emergency row, so we didn't have any like storage under the seats in front of us. So I had to put my laptop up top for landing, and I got to about 30 seconds before the ending scene with in the cornfields. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Before landing, and I didn't realize that was the end of the movie, so I had to watch it on my phone. Very mad about that. But yeah, I really enjoyed Casino. Not as much like Goodfellas fucks it, but I still thought it was really good. On the way home from Toronto, I watched Anatomy of a Fall, still peak. There was a screaming baby behind me, and I needed something loud, so I rewatched The Beekeeper. It's still fucking amazing. I love it. And then I had a day off. I watched The Front Room, and this is a 2024 horror film, and it's directed by Robert Eggers' twin brothers. And this movie fucking sucks. It is horrible. I gave it a 1 star. It was terrible. Like
What movie?
It's called The Front Room. It's an A24 horror movie about this couple who is pregnant, and the main guy's dad dies, grandpa or something. So his like grandmother-in-law comes to live with them, and she's this like creepy old lady who's super religious. So there's like this kind of culty thing going on, but also she's very incontinent, and there's like a legit 20-minute montage where she just shits. It's just poop, and she's cleaning up. They're cleaning up the poop. It's terrible. I hated it. 1 star. Bad movie. And then after that, I watched Leave the World Behind. Sam Esmail, creator of Mr. Robot, my Pookie. People dog this movie pretty hard. This stars Ethan Hawke, Julia Roberts, Mahershala Ali. Kevin Bacon's in it too. I heard it was really bad. I liked it. Cool movie. It's very M. Night Shyamalan-esque. Apocalypse, split into 6 chapters. Yeah, I gave it a 3.5. I thought it was pretty good. It's a Netflix release. I think it's worth a watch. I liked it. And then I watched Heathers for the first time. Winona Ryder, Christian Slater.
Hell yeah.
Banger. Absolutely peak dark comedy. Really, really liked it. 4
Dude,
stars.
we love Christian Slater.
Yeah, really cool movie. Also, they like kind of remade it in the 2010s with Anya Taylor-Joy, Thoroughbreds. This is the last movie before Anton Yelchin died.
Okay.
He died making that movie, I believe. Thoroughbreds is amazing. Really, really cool movie. And it's like very similar to Heather's. Heather's Peak. And then I watched Inside Out 2. It was pretty good. Nowhere near as good as the first movie. Didn't make me cry. But the visuals are insane. Like, the animation's so good. So I gave that a 3.5. You and me, we watch partied Cult of Chucky.
Yeah, baby.
Crazy movie. This movie's got a split diopter, guys. Like, watch this shit. It's crazy. Did not expect it to be as, like, weird as it is. And then after that, I was scrolling through the Criterion channel the next morning, trying to find a movie to watch, and I watched this semi-documentary called Not a Pretty Picture. And this is about a director who was sexually assaulted when she was a teen at 16. Mm-hmm. So she decided to make a movie where 16, like somebody near her age when she was assaulted, played her and remake the entire thing as a way to process her own trauma. It's really interesting, very dark, tough watch. I thought it was really, really well made, and it's a really interesting look at processing trauma. So I didn't score it because I didn't feel right scoring it, but I thought it was really interesting. So check that out. It's like 80 minutes, Criterion channel. Cool movie. Really, really cool. After that, I watched Imaginary, 2024 horror film. Fucking dogged it, hated it. Absolutely awful.
Who's in that one again?
Nobody. Nobody, really. I don't recognize any of the names. Yeah, that one was shit. And then after that, I watched The Exorcist Believer, because I was on a train of bad 2024 horror releases. And you know what? I don't know if it was watching this after Imaginary and the word of mouth around this movie. Not that bad. I thought it was okay. I gave it a 2-star. It probably two and a half. Like, I don't think it's bad. Nothing special. It was decent, yeah. Not as bad as I was expecting. Some cool scenes. After that, I watched Jennifer's Body again.
Hell yeah.
It's so good, dude. So good. Peak. And then I rewatched Kinds of Kindness. Still love it. After that, Megalopolis. Crazy movie. Triple Frontier after that. We talked about it. And then after that, me and Beth watched Cuckoo. Pretty cool. Cult horror movie.
Okay,
Dan Stevens.
Is Dan Stevens still charismatic as hell?
Yeah, and he's got a German accent in this one.
Oh my god.
And
dude, I don't think he can help it, man. I think he's just like that.
Yeah, the aura is crazy. He's
really and Don Stevens, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean Hunter Schafer, what do you want me to say?
Smoke show.
Yep.
Incredible actress, incredible looking woman.
Yep. This is pretty cool. I was playing video games while I watched it, so I got kind of confused because it's a bit crazy. Yeah, I was like, man, it was a little hard to follow at parts, and Beth's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was super easy to follow, and I was like, shit, my bad. After that, another 2024 release, Prime rom-com, Upgraded, starring Camila Mendes from Riverdale.
Oh god, I heard this was so bad.
Dude, that's the thing. I heard it was really bad too. Not that bad. Because
really?
It's very Devil Wears Prada. It doesn't focus on the romance at all. Like, there's this romance set up, and then they just don't really acknowledge it for the entire movie. So you don't have to worry about a shitty romance. I kind of liked it. I gave it a 3-star. I thought it was pretty decent. After that, I watched Afraid, the AI movie with John Cho and what's her name? Catherine Watterson. She was in Babylon, mid-90s, Alien Romulus. Or no, sorry, Alien Covenant.
Wait, AI movie.
Yeah, it's like an evil Alexa.
Oh shit. Okay, I thought you meant it was like made by AI.
Oh no. Yeah, it's like they get this John Cho's like this computer engineer, and he signs this contract with this AI company, and there's an evil Alexa. Okay. I enjoyed it, but the ending is horrific. The ending is absolute shit. So, gave it a 2.5. Monty Python we'll talk about in a sec, and then October 1st, it started. I watched Children of the Corn 1, 2.5, super mid. Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice, 2 stars, still mid. Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest, fucking peak. This movie rocks. 4.5, almost a 4.5. I loved it. Great practical effects, super goofy, really, really fun movie. After that, it began. Children of the Corn 4, The Gathering, 1 star. I'm not going to talk about these movies because I don't remember which one is which. I watched all of them back to back.
Yeah, dude. That's how it gets. They all just blend together. You're like, I don't remember.
I remember. Okay, so Children of the Corn 4, this stars Naomi Watts, and the entire movie is kids getting fevers and then being confused by medical tests. 1 star. Hated it.
Wait. Which one is the Children of the Corn where the guy is talking to like the school janitor and he's like he's like this super stereotypical Native American, and he gives them like this super stereotypical Native American answer, and the guy's like, so that's what happened? He goes, no, a bunch of kids went batshit and killed everybody.
I think it's this one, the 4th one.
Dude, that scene had me dying. I was crying.
No, maybe not. He's got a very stereotypical Native American name. I'll try and find it. 5, half star, terrible. I'm trying to find it. Children of Corn 5, my review says I'm in a bad mood. Yep. Children of Corn 6.
666, Isaac's Return.
Yes. My review says I wish I was the guy who almost got smothered at the start of this movie. I was not feeling good after this one.
Yeah.
And then I watched Children of the Corn 7. My review says I'm tired, mama.
Yep.
This one was really bad. And then I watched Children of the Corn 8. This is where I stopped for that day. I don't even know what happened in this one. I think I was cooking dinner. And then I capped off October 1st with one of the best horror movies I've ever seen in my entire life, The Exorcist 3. Guys, watch this movie. It rips so unbelievably hard. It is a serial killer mystery horror thriller. It's set in a hospital. It is so fucking nasty and fucked up and weird and demonic. It is, it's so good, dude. 5 stars. Absolute peak. Woke up the next day. Beth went to work. I immediately put on Children of the Corn 2. Gave this one a 1 star, and my review says, we're back, baby. Because we're up from a half star. And then I watched Children of the Corn 2009. This is the worst one. This movie is horrific. It is so bad. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Dog shit.
Yeah.
And then took a little break. I actually split this over 3 days, my bad. I watched The Faculty. This is a 1998 horror, teen horror, not comedy, but, in that area. This stars Josh Hartnett, Elijah Wood, Jordana Brewster, Jon Stewart's in this movie too. Usher is in this movie. Like the singer Usher. This movie rocks. This was so much fun. It's just an absolute blast. Oh shit, I need to get my laptop charger. Faculty peak. And then I watched Children of Corn 2020. Shit. Except for one scene that was pretty cool. And then I was finally done. I watched the first 2 Hellraiser movies, 5 star, 4.5. Both of them were peak. Watched Christine. We'll talk about that. And then I watched The Substance in theaters again. Best movie of the year, absolute fucking bonkers. It's so amazing. And then I watched a Netflix release, this horror sci-fi thriller. It's What's Inside. The visuals in this movie are nuts. It has so much juice. This.
Oh wait, you know, that released?
Yeah, it finally came out. You know what? All right, so yeah, this movie stars a bunch of people I don't know, except for one guy who has a very recognizable face. Let me find his name. His name is David Thompson. He was in Green Room, Blue Ruin. These are Jeremy Saulnier movies. He's also in Fear Street, the first one.
Okay.
You probably recognize him when you see him. I don't know if this is gonna come. This guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this movie is about a bunch of friends who go to this party, and that guy who I showed you the picture of is like the infamous guy who always hosted crazy games, and he brings a briefcase that has all these like electrodes hooked up to it, and everyone puts them on their heads, and when he hits the like button to turn it on, it switches everybody into different bodies, and shenanigans ensue when people switch bodies. But this movie, visually, like the camera work is so fucking insane. The colors change when they're in different bodies to show who's who. It's got split screens and all that. It's so awesome, dude. This movie absolutely rocks. I loved it. I gave it a 4-star, very strong 4.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was sick. 2024 is ripping. Substance in theaters went crazy again. Like it.
Yeah, 2024 seems like it's been a good year for horror.
I have like 16 5-stars from 2024 already. Not just horror.
Like we got Abigail, The First Omen.
Yeah,
all this shit.
We got The Substance, TV Glow. If you want to count it, you still gotta watch that. We got Long Legs, which yep. We got Red Rooms, which you have to watch, dude. It is so fucking good. First Omen, Coffee Table, which you also need to watch. Alien Romulus. I think that hits VOD pretty soon. You can watch that. It's the peak. Abigail, Quiet Place Day One, Stop Motion. Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah.
Immaculate.
Wait, I thought Late Night with the Devil was last year.
No, that was like... it was like a couple months ago.
Holy shit, man. This year's really flown by.
Yeah. It came out, let's see. In March. I guess it was. Or no. The Shudder really... Oh, no, it was... Oh, shit. It had a limited release last year.
Okay, that must be what I'm thinking of. All right.
But yeah.
So, is that watch list for you?
Yeah, that's watch list for me.
All right, so that was watch list for you guys.
We did. Day. We're not dressed differently.
We did a little no, we got tired and we're recording this part second. But Carpenter movies for the week. We got Starman. We got Christine. Evan, what do you want to kick it off with?
We can talk about Starman.
Dude.
What did you...
Peakus.
Yeah. What did you give it? Because it seems
I gave it a
really
4.
Loved it. Yeah, that's
I really loved it.
It's like a buddy road trip movie. Super cheesy. Fucking Russell... No, Kurt Russell. There we go. Just hysterical.
What?
As this, like...
Kurt Russell isn't in it.
Oh, no, it's not Kurt Russell. Wait, who is it?
It's Jeff Bridges, dude.
Oh, shit. Sorry, yeah. I watched it like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while for me, too. And you watched it like a week early.
Yeah, I thought it was for last week, which was 2 weeks ago. And, it's just like a really... It's funny. It's cute. Wholesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just a vibe. Really easy to watch.
Yeah, and my mom and my dad are like, now I want to say Kurt Russell. No. Fuck you, Evan. What's his face? My brain's
Jeff
stuck.
Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. My brain was... I'm like, who is it? And my brain's like, Kurt Russell. It's Kurt Russell. And I'm like, no, it's not. What's his name? Jeff Bridges. He deserves an Oscar just for his betrayal as an alien trying to become human. He is so funny in this, just the way he interacts with people, and his faces.
He's in the car with the like old Southern guy, and they're smoking cigarettes together, and he's like hacking a lung, and then starts going a little smoother. Yeah, it's just like, it's just a really enjoyable watch.
Yeah. I want to point out the scene where where he goes into the bathroom and he follows the guy in the bathroom and he goes, "Hang loose." And the guy goes, "Up yours." And and then Jeff Bridges, after the guy walks out of the bathroom, is like, okay, "Hang loose. Up yours."
Yeah.
It's just, God, dude, it's so good. Karen Allen gives a great performance. The end of this movie is oddly emotional.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no E.T. Like, I'm not pulling out the tissue box, but it's definitely a little bit of a... You feel like you get some dust in your eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? But a really beautiful film. Definitely different than most of what we've seen from Carpenter. And
it definitely feels like a bit of a departure.
Yeah, it feels like he was doing something different, and I think he killed it. I have an absolute blast with this movie. I know Evan does.
Yeah.
But our other film, Christine, this is more of the Carpenter that we are used to. Cheesy 80s horror. I liked it. I didn't think it was incredible, but I thought it was good. I know Evan liked it more than me, so Evan, why don't you start off our Christine discussion?
I have been in this like kick of older 80s, 90s horror films lately, and this was that. This movie is insanely goofy. I don't know if you watched Malcolm in the Middle.
No.
But there's an episode where Malcolm gets his first car and he spends his entire like year paycheck on it, and the car is an absolute piece of shit, and he's doing everything, you know, killing himself trying to keep it alive. And that is exactly what this movie is. This dude only cares about his car, cuts off his entire life, all his friends, just for this car. And it's like people trying to have interventions with him. His parents are like freaking out about it. And then in the background, this car is popping off, just fucking shit up. There is a scene at a gas station that is in like top 10 Carpenter scenes. It is so entertaining. This movie's goofy as fuck. It's super stylish. The score rips. The car is, you know...
Yeah. Agreed.
This is just so much fun. I had an absolute blast. It's not like standout, you know, effects wise, or except for that gas station explosion. That was cool shit. But effects wise,
well, and the car like rehealing itself is cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. But like, you know, it's not pushing the boundaries of like what Carpenter can do, but it's just really entertaining. And like, I watched this. I think this was this was right after my Children of the Corn binge, so there may be some
dude, anything after Children of the Corn is peak.
Yeah, so there may be some bias there, but like, I just had so much fun watching this. Like, I really enjoy Stephen King stories because I find they either are really creepy or they're really entertaining. I've been itching for a Dr. Sleep rewatch to watch the director's cut, because I haven't seen the director's cut yet.
Ugh.
Oh, you don't like... Oh, yeah, because of the book, right?
Well, no, my biggest problem with that movie is the fact that they they don't even try to get like Jack Nicholson or Shelley Duvall, like try to do anything. And look, I respect Mike Flanagan so much. You know that.
Yeah,
I love the Flanagod.
Yeah.
I'm currently in the middle of a rewatch of Hill House, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's peak as fuck.
Not his best show though.
What?
Not his best show though. You guys are sleeping on Midnight Mass.
No, Midnight Mass is great. Hill House is incredible.
Well, we should do a little Mike Flanagan special.
We should. We should see if we can get him on.
Oh.
Yeah, him and Kate Siegel, because
Yeah.
they're like married, and that'd be a cool interview.
That would be cool.
They both seem like cool people too.
They do, yeah.
And we could just talk about how dope Oculus is.
Yes.
For an hour and a half.
Yeah. Here's also, I would just sit there and glaze Ouija Origin of Evil. Because that movie is underrated.
No, it's properly rated.
No, it's so underrated.
Maybe I need to give it a rewatch.
It's so good. I want to
but yeah, they like cast like people that kind of look like Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall. And I just think it kind of ruins the magic of it for me because I love The Shining so much.
I might watch it so that we can, because I haven't seen it since the theaters. I've only seen it once, and let me tell you, I saw this with my dad in theaters, and he hadn't read the book. He just knew, Shining sequel, and
yeah,
we sit down in the theaters, and he goes, "Do you think we're in the right theater?" And then we hear, blah, blah, like the Shining music kicks on.
Yeah,
like,
baby.
Right? And it was like such a cool experience to hear that music in the theaters because, like, Shining.
And then the wow, and then the wind chimes.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking amazing. But
dude, The Shining, it's one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah, like just to start, and this is a tangent, but Rebecca Ferguson.
Dude, we're the ADHD podcast.
Yeah.
Tangents are welcome.
Yeah, like Rebecca Ferguson, one of the best horror villains of all time. The scene with Jacob Tremblay is horrific.
Yeah.
It is so disturbing and creepy. I should probably talk quieter because Beth hasn't seen it and she's in the other room.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Dude, and then you have Ewan McGregor just killing it. It's so great.
He always kills it.
Here is my comparison that is probably not a great comparison, but it is how it makes me feel. Because how the last 30, 40 minutes of Doctor Sleep goes.
Yeah.
It gave me the same level of excitement as the Shining sequence in Ready Player One did.
Oh, man. That sequence is... Okay, yeah. Another tangent.
So that's how I watch a Doctor Sleep.
Is Ready Player One at least a top 5 Spielberg movie?
I would say it's top 3, probably.
I don't think it's in my top... It might be in my top 3. I know Jurassic Park and Raider. I know... No, not Raiders. Jurassic Park and Last Crusade, I know are in my top 3. Are my top 2. It might be number 3. But yeah, that is one of the most slept-on movies of all time.
Yeah.
That movie, if you're nerds for pop culture like we are...
It is so much fun, dude.
Oh, it's fucking Chucky. God, dude.
It's so good.
One of the best uses of the F word in a PG-13 movie.
It's my number 4 Spielberg. And you ready for some hot takes?
Yeah.
So, at number 1, I have The Fabelmans.
That's fair. Fabelmans is excellent.
Schindler's List, number 2. I love it. Number 3, one of probably Spielberg's most slept-on movie, Minority Report. One of the best science fiction movies of all time. Fucking insane. Colin Farrell, Tom Cruise. Dude,
have not seen it.
Dude, it is so cool. Gave me nightmares as a kid. Absolute traumatized me. It is so fucking cool. Love Minority Report. We'll have to talk about that sometime. But yeah, Fablemans is
Yeah. My Spielberg rankings starting at 1, Jurassic Park is number 1. Last Crusade, Raiders, and then Ready Player One.
Hell yeah.
And then Jaws, The Fablemans, E.T., Saving Private Ryan, Hook, Temple of Doom, Catch Me If You Can, Crystal Skull, War of the Worlds, Lost World, Jurassic Park, and then Lincoln at the bottom.
I'd have to make a list.
Yeah, I love Spielberg, dude.
I don't think I've ever shown this to you, and I hope it comes up, but this is my brother's Last Crusade tattoo.
That's dope as fuck.
When he's on the horse.
Yeah, and they're racing the tanks.
It's his favorite movie.
That's a massive W. It's the best Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
Not by much. Raiders is really close, but Last Crusade is just incredible. And people hate on Temple of Doom when it should not be hated on. Temple of Doom is great.
Yeah.
Kalima!
I don't even think I've seen Temple of Doom, honestly.
What?
Because I've seen the first and third one because my brother always had them on.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched them in my adult life. I'll say that.
Dude, you're due for a rewatch.
They're probably in the list. So
original trilogy, they're incredible. I mean, God, you got 3 of the greatest creative minds of the 20th century. Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, John Williams.
Yeah.
Because you knew George Lucas wrote them, right?
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah.
Oh. We should put Spielberg on our list for director deep dives. That'd be fun.
Well, after we're done with Carpenter, Jagger doesn't know if he wants to do deep dives anymore. We might just stop letting people choose and just choose directors to do. Yeah, we'll figure something out.
If you can't tell, Jagger doesn't like John Carpenter.
Yeah. Jagger doesn't watch any of the movies unless it's a director that he had chosen.
You know what? All I'll say is he didn't watch a lot of the Bellatar movies either. So,
yeah,
Bellatar fraud watch. Fuck that guy. I remember another tangent. Shout out to Nicholas in the Real Talk Discord. Very nice guy. My review for the Turin Horse is so mean. Let me read it. And he likes that movie, and he messaged me and he said, "What a hateful thing to say." And I DM'd
you or in the Real Talk Discord?
In the Real Talk Discord. I said, "This did nothing for me. Looks like shit. Score was fine. I don't know." After watching La Dolce Vita yesterday, and I'm in awe of how awful this movie looks to that. Bellatar, go fuck yourself. Fuck that. That would be so. Anyway, yeah, Christine, absolute banger. The vibes are off the chain. 80s horror.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to look at the list, but there's so many just fun horror movies there. And
dude, the 80s are... I don't think it's my highest rated because I've seen a lot of mid stuff from the 80s.
Yeah.
And most of the stuff I've seen from the 70s is peak. But the 80s, I think, are my favorite decade for film.
I was thinking because the 80s is one of my not crazy high, but because I just don't watch that many. But
yeah,
80s horror is super fun. I was looking because I'm off work tomorrow, and so I'm gonna try and put a fat dent in my Hooptober list. Can say it right today. So I'm gonna do Demons, which is a movie that Dario Argento wrote, 1985.
Okay.
Dawn of the Dead. Never seen it.
Is it the George Romero one?
It's the George Romero one, but Dario Argento did a cut of it.
Okay.
And then
the Romero one, didn't that come out in the 70s?
Yeah, it's 70s. And then for another 80s, I have Return of the Killer Tomatoes. And try and bust that one out. It sounds peak. And then, dude, the Indian horror film category. I have this one. It's called, I apologize for the pronunciation, Jalakatu. This is an escaped buffalo triggers a frenzy of ecstatic violence in a remote village.
Hell yeah. That sounds sick.
Cinema. So
That sounds sick as fuck.
I'll be putting a dent in some horror yet tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Because I work 7 days in a row after that, so tomorrow I'll be watching movies all day.
Hell yeah. That's the life, man.
Yeah. Do you wanna
Let's
give a big piece about No Country for Old Men? Because you had some commentary and impressions about
that I couldn't even
thematic stuff
share with you because Jagger was there because of spoilers.
I watched this maybe 2 months ago, so I didn't rewatch it. So I'll probably have less to say, but I'm really curious to say here.
Do you have any ideas about what like the deeper metaphor is and the
like just
did anything actually let's talk Monty Python first, and then we'll talk this. Monty Python.
Do you want to go first? Okay.
We both think it's mid.
I used to despise this movie. All of them. I was forced to sit through all of them. You know, The Meaning of Life, Life of Brian. I fucking hated it.
Gotta hate Life of Brian. That movie's on it. That was one of the first movies we watched for this IMDb series. Yeah.
And let me tell you, my entire family, everybody, and my extended family too, loves these movies. And I was so angry that I didn't like them and was forced to sit through them. So I had a terrible time. I was very young when this went down, 10 to 13 maybe. This was my first time rewatching Holy Grail in my, adult life.
Mm-hmm.
And I said this to you, but the thing with this movie is that it's broken into like 10 to 15 minute segments where they pick a joke and they make the same joke for 15 minutes straight. And the joke is really funny to really funny, depending on the joke. The first 3 times maybe. And then you're like, okay, let's fucking keep it moving. So I can't say I didn't laugh during this because I did find some of the moments really funny. The part with the virgin princesses in the castle, thought that was fucking hilarious. That was the part that I consistently laughed through the segment. That's my favorite segment.
Yeah.
The segment when I don't know which actor.
You're right. He could take us all.
Yeah. I thought that was hilarious. That is the part that landed with me the most. The one where I think it's John Cleese. I'm not sure. I don't even know if he's in this movie, but I think it's him.
John Cleese is in this. He plays Lancelot.
Okay, so I think it's him, but when he goes into the village to save he thinks it's a princess, but it's the prince who's kind of gay and just wants to sing, and he walks in and kills almost the entire village.
Yeah, that was funny.
He's at the top of the village, and they're chit-chatting, and he's like, well, let's go down and have a drink. And he walks down and immediately starts killing people again.
He's like, sorry, I just get carried away.
Yeah, thought that was really funny. So, there's definitely moments in this movie that I think are hilarious and make me laugh. But, you need to know your limits. Give me just a couple more jokes. I thought the Knights Who Say Knee is probably the joke that resonates with me the least. The shrubbery thing, it's whatever. It's
so fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's my least favorite, and it's right at the end of the movie or near the end of the movie too. So I'm like, yeah. So that's that's one of the most famous parts of the movie is that, and the guy who gets his limbs cut off, and that one's funny. Right?
'Tis but a flesh wound. Yeah. That's the most consistently funny bit for me. That whole scene is so funny.
And I really love near the beginning when they first start out on their voyage, and there's the seer who's singing the songs as they walk down, and his song just gets darker and darker and darker, and it's and then they rape the nostrils at the end, and it's Jesus fucking Christ, stop the song. So I don't know. I gave it a 3, I think, because I definitely found myself laughing at some of the jokes, but people who regard it as this 5-star classic, I don't get it. I do think there's some really funny jokes, but it's a very repetitive movie.
Yeah. And I have a similar issue because I had the same issue with Life of Brian. You get like fatigued. Like there's so many jokes that it hits a point where you're like, I'm tired. I'm just tired. And I can't laugh anymore.
Old British sketch show. It got canceled because the jokes were extremely offensive, and it just got to the point where they couldn't make it anymore. Called Little Britain. And Little Britain was fucking hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. It's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. And it's like sketch comedy, so 10 minutes max per thing, per scenario. That's where I could see Monty Python working, where it's like these bite-sized pieces. It's not one big story, you know. Give me these little bits.
Yeah,
because British humor is very hit and miss, and like the In-Betweeners, one of the funniest shows of all time. It's fucking hysterical. So I always find that kind of British humor hits more in TV show format.
Yeah,
Edgar Wright does it really well though, like Hot Fuzz. Shaun of the Dead.
Oh my god, dude, those movies are so. Yeah.
Did you see the Cash? Shout out to Cash. We haven't shouted him out in a while. He watched.
I shouted them out last episode.
Oh fuck yeah. He watched Hot Fuzz for the first time.
Oh yeah, what do you think?
He hated
5?
it.
Oh fuck you, Cash. Fuck you.
Yeah,
I love you, but fuck you.
Yeah, he got cooked for that one. Really bad take.
As he should. That movie is peak.
That's Edgar Wright. Trey, guess who showed me Hot Fuzz for the first time?
Beth.
Nope.
Your brother.
Nope.
Your dad.
Nope.
Oh, your grandma.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot about your Chad grandma.
Me and Chad grandma watched Hot Fuzz together for the first time when I was a kid, and she loved it except for the scene when the top of the chapel falls over the pyramid and it impales that dude's head and his head explodes. She doesn't love gore, but
yeah, that's fair.
Shout out to grandma, you know, showing me a peek as per usual.
Yeah.
So
it's not my favorite Edgar Wright, but it's number 2.
Nice. Is Shaun of the Dead or Baby Driver your number 1?
Baby Driver. Come on, man. It's like you don't even know me.
I could have guessed it based on the music alone.
Dude, and the thing about that, and I don't know if it's something to do with like my ADHD or not, I love it when the movie and all the everything is choreographed to the music that's playing. That shit makes my it arouses me, to say the least. It's incredible.
Does Jagger like Edgar Wright?
No, he fucking hates Edgar Wright. Oh my god. He despises Edgar Wright.
I was going to say we could do a deep dive.
No, he's watched a few of his movies too. Like we talked about Baby Driver on an episode and he's like, "Yeah, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen." And I'm like, "Fuck you, man. You don't know how to have fun."
Let me tell you something. Baby Driver gets a 5-star for the Easy by the Commodore's needle drop alone.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. And Lily James.
Yeah, as Lily James.
The future mother of my children. Oh. You know, she is something else.
Yeah, so that's my little piece on British humor. I enjoy it, but I need it to be either done very well or in bite-sized pieces. So
yeah,
Monty Python, fair. Not as bad as I remember, but still not a classic.
Yeah. No Country. Why don't you open with your thoughts, and then I'll go on a little spiel, and then we can call it good.
Yeah, I've seen No Country for Old Men probably 4 times. I saw it when it first came out, and then I've seen it, you know, here and there. And then, I rewatched it. I was in a peak mood, so I just watched it. Like cool guys
as one does.
Yep. It's flawless. It's a really special movie because the characters are so well fleshed out. You care about all of them. It's extremely intense. It's gritty. It's got that classic Coen Brothers feel to it where it's like this it's like nobody matters but the people in the movie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody is on their A game. You know, Josh Brolin cooking, Tommy Lee Jones amazing. He's absolutely amazing in this. His accent, dude, he's so good at that accent.
Yeah.
I love Woody Harrelson as this like douchebag businessman too. Or is he?
No,
is he
Woody
Harrelson police chief or something?
No, Woody Harrelson plays the other hitman that is going after Anton Chigurh.
Right. My bad. Sorry. And then you saved the best for last. Javier Bardem, Anton Chigurh. One of the best villain performances of all time. It's iconic. It's horrifying. Everybody knows what's the most you've lost in a coin toss or won in coin toss. Like it's just an iconic scene. Dude walking around. Little sidebar. We were chatting the other night, me, Trey, and Jagger, and Jagger goes, "I've seen up to the scene when Anton uses his laser." So, yeah, Jagger thought that Anton Chigurh was walking around with a laser gun, just killing people, which I think is very funny. Dude needs to finish this movie.
Agreed.
But, like, it absolutely flies by. The 2 hours just cook by. It's this, like, really energetic, hunt for money. It's not like a heist film, but, like...
No. It's like a cat versus mouse.
Yeah. It's just extremely entertaining, and the characters are so well fleshed out. It's violent and gritty and extremely intense. The ending we'll talk about later, because that's it seems to be a point of contention for some people where they don't love it or they really love it. I love the ending. It really grosses me out, the bone shot where his bone is sticking out. That always gets me, dude. I hate that shit.
Oh man, the shit that gets me is him pulling the buckshot out of his leg.
Oh yeah. But like, sorry. Yeah, it's just iconic. Javier Bardem he puts in a performance of the ages. It's so like. It's a very surreal feeling watching this movie because you know that you're watching one of the best acting performances ever made and one of the best villains ever that everyone will compare to. Like, it did make me laugh when I watched it though, because like I watched Inside Llewyn Davis and then I watched this and they're like, oh, Llewellyn. Like,
yeah,
man, that pronunciation is crazy. But yeah, it's amazing. It's a thriller drama for the ages. Absolute classic. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Yeah. Okay, first, I'm going to praise the technical aspects of why I love this film. This, if you guys didn't know, I've talked about it a few times, is the movie that got me into movies. First technical aspect. This was the first movie where I realized you didn't have to have... A score can be just as effective with the absence of a score. This movie, there's almost no score throughout the entire film. And it works so perfectly. It makes it feel more real. It makes it feel more intimate and more brutal. Which I find very interesting. Evan already pointed out, the performances are fucking incredible. The cinematography on this movie is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
this movie just looks incredible.
This movie handles nighttime shots like Sicario does, where it's just so organic looking, and it's like the sunsets. It's amazing. It's
but like it doesn't feel like they're like on a soundstage, but like you can still tell what's happening. You know, the Coen brothers are so good about that. Did you know when they were filming this movie in that town, There Will Be Blood was also filming at the same exact time in the same exact town?
I read about this, and the explosion from There Will Be Blood delayed filming on this movie.
That's crazy.
When they
PTA just, hey, sorry guys, we're blowing shit up.
My bad. You know, let's.
My bad, guys.
I'll buy lunch. I'll buy lunch. I just read that recently.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Two of the greatest movies from the 2000s.
I wonder if Daniel Day-Lewis sat down with Anton Chigurh. Nope, with Javier
Bardem.
And they were just like, he's like, you're doing one of the best performances ever, right? Yep. How about you? Yep. They just like high five.
Yeah. That'd be really cool.
So before you dive in to this thematic element, like for me, and again, it's been a couple months since I watched this, but like it's a story about like greed is maybe not the right word, but like greed adjacent, but also like obsession, because you have a lot of characters obsessed with, you know, Josh Brolin's obsessed with just keeping this money safe so he can, you know, get out. You have Anton Chigurh, who is obsessed with fucking hunting down no matter what. Woody Harrelson doing the same. Tommy Lee Jones catching. Like, these characters driven with so much ambition to just get shit done. So for me, that's kind of what it feels like, is this tale of necessity.
Yeah, I can totally see that. That is not what I get from it. I think this is a metaphor for fate and how the decisions we make, we will always end up dead. And there's nothing we can do to escape it. We may be able to prevent it for a little bit, but, you know, it'll just always happen. And I kind of see Anton Chigurh as like this angel of death type character, because like you go back to the famous gas station scene that everybody knows. He talks about how like this penny has made its way throughout its history to you in this moment.
Yeah.
And when he's talking, exactly, when he's talking to Llewellyn's wife at the very end of the movie, he's like, every choice you have ever made in your life has led you to this moment. And there's all this talk of the choices we make and where they lead us, and Llewellyn is constantly trying to escape death, but eventually he dies, you know? And I think the thing that really affirms it, to go into the ending is obviously Tommy Lee Jones talking about these two dreams that he had. He's retiring. It's his first day retiring. And he talks about this second one, and I can't remember the specifics, but he talks about how his dad he knew his dad was up on this mountain in the snow, sitting around a fire waiting for him, and that he would always be waiting for him. So kind of like this, I don't know, sure, we may be able to delay things, but what happens, happens, and that's how it's supposed to happen. And kind of like this idea, like, do we really have control over our own lives? You know? I just thought it's very interesting. And I just picked that up on this watch. But yeah, that's what I think. Do you have any last things to add, Evan?
This is like a little side thought. And it came up with PTA a lot. You have your stereotypical film bro movies, and this is one of them. And you know what? Yeah, sure, film bro movie. But you know what? They're that good. And this movie exceeds its reputation. It won Best Picture. I still feel like it's not talked about enough.
I think Javier Bardem won for Best Actor.
He won. Yeah. He won Best Actor. It won Best Picture. It won. Directing and adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
And I just think that these movies get looped in with like the film bro status and people gloss over them, and it's fucking stupid that they do, because a lot of the time they're that good, and don't write them off. So if you haven't seen this, you probably have.
And if being a film bro, like liking these films is bad, then fine, I'll take it. These films are there's some that are way overhyped, but then there's some where like, that movie's fucking incredible. Interstellar, one of the greatest movies ever made. Yeah. And it's just like, at this point, I don't care.
We just mentioned There Will Be Blood. I've abandoned my boy.
I've abandoned my child. We did mention that when we were recording yesterday, so I guess it's really...
That was like an hour ago.
Early in the episode.
So yeah, watch this movie. It's amazing. Yeah. I find myself relating this movie a lot to Sicario, so if we ever do just in tone, vibes.
Oh, big time.
So hopefully we do a deep dive soon. And, we can talk about Sicario, because it's as good, if not better, than this movie. And
I'd say it's up there. I don't think it's better, but I'd say it's up there for sure.
They're just both goats. So fucking amazing movie. Worth the watch for the performances, even if you don't care about the subject matter. Peak as fuck. Yeah.
Well, you guys, you listeners, have an incredible rest of your day, evening, whenever you're listening to this, and we will see you next time on The Average Film Enjoyer. Yeah. Hopefully.